Heard my voice in a minute. I want to get straight to the point in this video. I have been on YouTube. I just been on spiritual. So this is a very important video. This shit happened today. This actually happened today. And I want to get straight to the point. I know y'all ain't heard my voice in a minute, but first thing first. Was good with y'all young boys. Hey man. So listen, Dewey So in the building. Gangster. So for some of y'all that don't know, I just recently made a Patreon. I shouted it out on my spiritual channel. I haven't talked to y'all about it over here on Soluminati. I basically made a Patreon so y'all would never have to wait 2-3 months for me to ever post again. I'm also gonna be live streaming on there, etc. I already talked about all this. One of the tiers that I have on my Patreon, you can do one-on-one meetings with me. You can do a one-on-one meeting with me once or twice a month, depending on your situation, depending on if you really need help or not. I'm not looking for no fucking friends. You can't pay me to be my fucking friend, buddy. There's no money in the world you can give me for me to be cool with you. It's not possible. So the whole one-on-one meeting purpose is to help people. So this is tier 4, right? Shit costs $500. $500 to do a one-on-one meeting with me. People all around the world want to fly to talk to me. People want to do this. People want to do that. All you got to do is go to Patreon, right? So it's this one particular young guy who's going to see this video. He blocked me, which is why I'm dropping this vid. Listen, I don't know your name. I don't know your mama name. It's this one particular guy who paid for a tier 4. So I supposed to have been doing a one-on-one meeting with him, but he hit me up and he said all he wanted is a birthday shout out. Because I also did a birthday shout out for one of my tier 4s too. And I told him like, man, let's link with a one-on-one meeting so I could chop it up with you for your birthday. I could be like, dude, get your money's worth. You just paid $500 just for me to shout you a birthday shout out. So I'm telling him, let's get, put your little fears to the side, little nigga. Let's hop in the meeting real quick. Let me chop it up with you. I'm trying to show him some love. You know what I'm saying? So he put his pride to the side and I had sent him the Zoom link. Everything was perfect. It's all of this shit literally just happened like an hour ago. Literally. What time is it? It's 10:20 a.m. right now. All this shit happened like around 8:40 something, like 9 o'clock. So look, basically I sent him the link. So we ended up getting a Zoom meeting. And I guess like when you, dude, the first thing I noticed, he told me he was 16 years old, but he looked at way older. He was 16 years old, nigga was smoking a cigarette, and he was with another guy. And it's his birthday. And I could read energy, so I'm asking him, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, I'm asking him what's bothering you and stuff, because we kicking it, and he asking me these questions. He talk about how much he loved my YouTube channel, how much he been watching my spiritual vids, how much I changed his life, and this and that. Me, I'm reading his energy. It's his birthday. The nigga look depressed. And you 16 years old smoking a cigarette. Something not adding up. What the fuck have you been through in life? Right? So as we got to talking, I told him like, dude, we can only be on here for about, 20-30 minutes. I told him I got a limit. And I told him I'm still gonna shout give you a birthday shout out. But I told him straight up, if it's anything you want to get off your chest or me to help you with, tell me right now. Because once I'm gone, I'm gone. You get what I mean? Dude straight up put his pride to the side and he kind of got a little emotional. And this coming from a young 16-year-old who had this like tough image on. He was smoking a cigarette. His nigga was right there. He kind of got a little emotional. Dude told me he been suicidal. This is no joke. He told me he been suicidal for the past 4 years. Right? He told me he'd been suicidal for the past 4 years. And one of the things I told him when he told me that, I told him you don't have to feel like embarrassed or something to tell me this because I help people with this shit on a regular basis. Emails, etc. That's my whole point of making a Patreon is to help you. And I told him like I could tell something is bothering you. And he did not, bro, it took me like 10 minutes for this nigga to literally open up and tell me why he was suicidal. So I want y'all to hear this real quick. I'm about to get straight to the core of what he told me. He said when he was in the 7th grade, he's been suicidal since the 7th, 8th grade. He is now 16 years old. He said he dropped out of middle school. When he was in the 7th grade, he ended up having a situation with a couple guys at his school. Now, it turns out his mom has an OnlyFans. His mom had him when she was 15 years old. 15 years later, I guess she was like, what, 20 some, 29, 30? She made an OnlyFans. He was in the 7th grade, right? So I want y'all to do the age difference. Right now, he's 16. I think his mama probably like 31, 32. No lie. I don't really know, but you can do the math yourself. He said when he was in the 7th grade, his mom made an OnlyFans. Now, y'all got to understand, they living in a social media age. Now, he said he already suffered from like porn stuff, like he been watching porn since he was little, etc. And he also said his mom and his dad split up for some reason, but he didn't really know till now. He basically said he found out that his mom was like doing that type shit by him watching porn and coming across his mom. He said this is how he found out. Now this shit is weird. He even told me he built some type of fetish with just checking on his mom content to see what she's doing. Now remember, I gotta stomach all this in. I'm keeping my composure. I'm like, dude, like damn. So he basically told me in the 7th grade, it's these two guys that he never really got along with, but they was in the same class. He said one of the guys ended up finding out about his mom having like an OnlyFans and being like a porn star. He said he found out because his mom and his dad split up. So his mom still used to take him to school. When he used to go into situations, sometimes she used to have to go in there like to get him and all type of shit. He said he was basically never wanted to really be in position to show his mom off to nobody because he was embarrassed by the shit she do online. So he said this one particular time she ended up bringing him to school and she had to check him into school. And he said a few guys seen her. One of the particular guys was the dude that he didn't like. So he said one of these particular days, that's how he found out who his mom was, the guy. He said one of these particular days in class, he ended up getting into it with the guy. They ended up getting into it because he said they used to basically massacre him and like when he used the word massacre, I said that's tough. He said they used to massacre and hold that shit against him. They used to always make jokes about it. They used to play her audio out loud of her moaning like some kitty childish shit. And he said at first he used to stomach all this shit in, but he said this one particular day he snapped, right? Now remember, only 2 boys knew. Nobody else knew. So this is what happened. He said one day they was teasing him. They was playing like the audio or like clips of his mom and shit. And he said they used to do this on a regular, not every day, but he said most of the time when they used to like get into it, tell jokes, they used to do this. So basically, he said this one particular time he ended up snapping and he ended up beating the boy up. Like this is 7th grade. He said he ended up beating the boy up and everybody knew about it. But the thing is, he ended up beating the guy up pretty bad. So the whole school ended up knowing why. He said they ended up finding out why he beat the boy up. So by him beating the boy up, the whole school knew his mama was a fucking thot. That's why he beat the boy up, because the boy was showing off porn shit. Now the whole school found out. Right? Now, so listen, this is where it gets worse for this nigga. The whole school ended up finding out that his mama a hoe. Right? He still go to the school and he ended up getting suspended. Guess who had to bring him back up to the school? Guess who had to bring him back up to the school to check him in? His mama. After his suspension, his dad, he said his dad left his mom because his mom was on that thought shit. He said now he know. So listen, after he got off of the suspension for a few days, his mom had to bring him up to the school. The whole entire school knew who his mom was by then. Now, this is the social media age. This was 4 years ago. So basically, they had the camera phones, they had the social media platforms, all that. Like, dude, you're fucked. Back then, if you missed a fight, you just missed it. You had to hear the stories. Now, it's always going to be online, somebody recording. So he's known for having a mom that's a porn star, right? So his mom bring him up to the school. He told me it was like crowds of men praising his mom. And deep down, I want to ask him, who the fuck is your mom? But how am I going to ask him this? I got to figure out a way to ask him. So listen, he said it was a crowd of young niggas praising his mom. He said they was all like, oh my God, such and such and such and this and that and that and this. He said it was one of the most embarrassing moments in his life. And he said when he looked at his mom liked it. She was smiling and laughing. And she didn't care how he felt. She just loved the validation and attention she was getting from kids. This is what he said. He said his mom didn't care that he was getting teased and all that. His mom didn't look at it like a bad thing at all. And this is what you got to understand. How many kids are suffering from this right now with their mom online getting fucked? Right? So he said his mom didn't care at all. He said he literally had to finish that whole entire school year out at that school, skipping school. His grades was fucked up, and he said he was suicidal. He said when the eighth grade came, he completely stopped going to school, and he used to just like go to his grandma's house. He said his grandma is not really stable, etc. He said his mama ended up almost getting locked up because he stopped going to school. So they started reporting why your kid is not going to school, etc. Basically, in the eighth grade, he ended up moving with his grandma. His mama didn't have full custody over him no more or something because of his school situation. And his grandma is old, so she don't really keep an eye on him. Clearly, the nigga smoked cigarettes at 16. So he said in the eighth grade, he literally stopped going to school. And fast forward till right now, he said basically he has some type of program. They trying to help him get like his GED or graduate, but it's not school. It's like some, y'all know like the kids that be like extremely bad or that barely go to class. They always got like programs for them to like make up for their grades and the classes that they miss and Job Corps, all this different stuff. This is what he said he's in right now, right? So after him telling me this entire story about everything that happened at his school, as far as his mom being a porn star, etc., I asked him straight up. I said, dude, who's your mom? Like after he broke down and told me this, that's all I asked, bro. Who's your mom? That's all I said. Who's your mom? Like, dude, I'm not trying to look her up to jack. I already probably jacked off to the bitch in the past. I'm not trying to do nothing. Who's your mom? I might just hit her up and tell her what she did. How she's affecting you. Right now, she's still doing that in her 30s. When I asked him who's his mom, he blocked me. The nigga don't exist on my Patreon no more. He's gone. I don't know what happened to him. And this video is for awareness purposes. I'm not making fun of him. I ain't saying no names. I don't even know who he is or his mom is. I just know he was suicidal and dropped out of school in middle school. Literally, he dropped out in the 8th grade. Stopped going to school because of his mom. His dad left him because of his mom. Now he live with his grandma. His grandma too old to really keep an eye on him. Y'all know these grandmas, grandparents, they like bailouts for us. Especially niggas who's fucking up in school and bad. You could just always go to your grandma's house. I can't imagine what the fuck he went through, but this is one of the worst stories I have ever heard. And you have to understand right now, all y'all women, like y'all have to understand, if your kid is at the age of 8 and up, he knows that you doing porn. Dude, the porn shit start at like 10, 11. Before that, they know who you are. These young niggas look at porn stars as goddesses. They don't know no better. They don't know that what they doing and jacking off all this shit is destroying this shit is destroying their confidence. This shit is leading them to the wrong path. It's leading them to be like weak men and suicidal. The bottom line, what I want to say in this video, all y'all women out there, y'all have to understand. Most of y'all who sell y'all body, a nigga would never take you serious unless sex is involved. Other than that, you are completely useless. Once men wake up and understand that these bitches, these type hoes is not needed at all. Once these men start understanding, bro, if I'm not even having sex with this bitch is completely useless to my life. Y'all need to really start seeing this shit. Most of these girls are just sexual demons. They succubus, they Jezebel spirits. Y'all need to tap in. Most of these women give zero fucks about anybody. Or you don't even have to be faithful to these new type of women. They just want validation. My man's was suicidal, getting teased. They praising his mama for being a thought. His mama is smiling and feeling good from that attention she getting from little kids. Understand that majority of these little kids, the nigga 16 years old and paid $500. I'm trying to figure out who he get that money from. These little niggas be having bread. I don't know where y'all be getting y'all money from, but they be subscribed to OnlyFans, all that. They be little kids. I don't know how. They be on Reddit. But to make a long story short, y'all women, y'all time will come. It's going to come upon a time your kid will despise you. He will hate you. She will hate you for everything you've done to them. Their childhood trauma is from you. Their life would have been perfectly fine if your ass never was doing that thought shit. Now do what you do, my baby. But I want you to know, y'all are losing y'all kids. Next thing you know, it's going to be grandmas that's literally 35. You about to have 35, 30-year-old grandmas. How is that even possible? Dude, these bitches in these days is about to be the grandmas. Dude, it's over for the youth. It ain't no hope for the youth. It's over. Anyway, I just wanted to bring y'all this story time. I'm hot. I'm sweating right now. Dude dropped out of school in middle school. This is something that I wanted to tell y'all. For y'all, if y'all want to, I'm telling y'all this. This is what I'm about to say. If y'all don't want to wait 2 or 3 months for me to post any videos, follow me on Patreon. I'm going to be on Patreon. I'm going to be live streaming. I'm going to be playing a lot of games, etc. It's a lot of story times, unheard story times that y'all going to get on Patreon, just like this one. It's a lot of stuff taking place right now on my spiritual channel. I'm still trying to get shit organized. But one of the things I want to tell y'all, man, protect y'all energy out here, man. Protect y'all energy from y'all family. Man, just keep grinding. Just be happy. Be free. Take care of yourself, man. I love y'all. Make sure you like, share, subscribe if you're new. And I'm out, bruh.